Hey, so in this example, we're going to be talking about setting record types. So here we have a profile which is created. It's for a fundraiser, Daffy Duck, who's in a team, Bugs Bunny's team, who's fundraising in the Move Data campaign. And I've opened these records up, and you can see that the record type for each of them is being set as this default value. And we have another record type called fundraising, which in this example, we want to set. So what we can do is we can go into flows and open up our campaign extension, which we created in a previous demo video, and we can add some logic to support this new record type for campaigns in this flow. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to perform a get records task. So I'm going to call this get fundraising record type. And the object that this is going to be using is one called record type. And we're going to do two conditions. One is developer name, and the other is what's called S-object type name. So for developer name, you're going to want to go into your object, so in this case campaign, and then record types, and then you can open the record type that you want to set. This one is called fundraising. So we can add fundraising for our developer name, and for our S-object type name, we want to use campaign. Campaign, just the name. And if you scroll a little further down, we just click this second button on how to store record data, choose fields and let Salesforce do the rest. We only need to store the ID because we're going to be setting the record type ID on our campaign record. So basically, we've added this get, and it's going to grab the record type where developer name equals fundraising and S-object type name equals campaign. And now what we can do is we can perform an assignment. So set fundraising record type, where the variable is going to be record, so the campaign record type ID equals our get, so record type from get fundraising RT dot ID. So basically, our campaign, the record type ID field, is going to be equal to the ID from this get that we did above. So the ID produced in this get record type. So if I hit save and activate, there's one more thing that I need to do, which is to go to Object Manager and then Campaign, make sure that I've added that field into the field set. So if I go into field sets, the extension, campaign record type, and hit save. So now what we can do is reprocess our notification, and it's going to be running this flow. So it's going to go and get that fundraising record type where developer name equals fundraising and S-object type name equals campaign. It's going to store the ID, and it's going to use that ID to set on the campaign record type field. So this is now run in, and I can just refresh the 3 records that I had up previously. Click on details and go to the bottom. We can see that this one has changed from default to fundraising. The team campaign has changed from default to fundraising. And that was the fundraising campaign, the team campaign, and the parent campaign have all changed from default to fundraising. So in this way, you can perform a simple get. You can grab the record type ID, and then you can go ahead and set it on the record that you're working with in Move Data.